Hello, team. Hope you're all doing great. This is a day late, but not a dollar short version of the Shift Show. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I had some technical issues and my whole laptop was down and I couldn't get into StreamYard. And y'all don't need to hear the 27 crazy things that happened yesterday. Took all my meetings from my cell phone. Isn't that amazing? So there is always a way, but you can't do StreamYard from your cell phone yet. At least you couldn't a while back. I don't know if they fixed that. So if they have, someone correct me in the comments. That would be great. Let's talk about email inbox management today. I'm going to use a specific example of something that happened to me this morning. So I ran out to pick up some prescriptions, thinking ahead because I've had to become a major planner to manage this lovely ADHD brain of mine. I noticed that today is June 14th. And this is kind of the earliest that I can pick up any of my medications. So I was at the pharmacy picking them up. And I mentioned that I was concerned because in the future, there's going to be a vacation where I'll be on vacation on the first day that I can technically pick up my medication. So what I did first is that I had a to-do list item to remind myself when you're at the pharmacy, ask this question. So I put that in my calendar. It said pharmacy, and then I put dash vacation so that it would be a way for me to remember, make sure you ask the vacation question. Handy thing to do is that. Another thing is like reminders on your phone. Another thing is you could put something in notes. I tend to keep like a running thing of notes for my GP because I only see her once a year. So I need to make sure that I keep on top of that. So she laughs when I pull out my phone and I've got all these notes written down. And that's just ongoing in my phone. I don't put anything deeply personal in there. So it's not like I'm worried about someone stealing the information. None of which has anything to do with email. So what I did was the gal at the pharmacy told me, if you come a few days before you leave on vacation, we can fill those prescriptions. We'll get special dispensation from the Pope. No, special permission from the insurance company to pay for it, and you'll be able to get your medication ahead. Now, do you think I'm going to remember that in a couple of months when I'm on vacation? Absolutely not. I have an ADHD brain. There is no way I'm going to remember that. What I did was two things. The first was I gave myself a reminder in my calendar, and it says pharmacy dash medication. Believe me, that's enough to trigger me to remember what it's about. And I put it about 5 days before our vacation so that I remember from the calendar to actually go. The second thing I did a couple of days later as I set it up, literally, by the way, I'm still at the pharmacy when I'm doing this quickly on my phone because I want to make sure I have everything ready to go. I hit an email to myself. Don't forget to get the medications in advance, something like that. And a subject, important medication. And then I hit schedule send in Gmail and I set the date for that date, 2 days later. So warning number 1 is going to come up 5 days in advance on the calendar. And then warning number 2 is going to come up 3 days in advance on the calendar. That lets me know an email to myself stating, don't forget to deal with this. It's really important when you have an ADHD brain to put systems in place and structures in your place because we forget stuff. We don't mean to. We have good intentions, but we just are. That's not how we're wired. We are not wired well to remember stuff. That being said, I just have to make a little side note here. Okay, squirrel. Last night we were at dinner, and as we were leaving, I saw this gal, and I kept looking at her. I'm like, I could swear that's my daughter's pre-K2 teacher, whose name I couldn't tell you last night when I saw her, nor can I tell you today because I've already forgotten her name. I've already forgotten her associate's name. Her first name was Jane. That was associate's name. I cannot believe I can't remember this teacher's name. The morning after I met her. Saw her again. So I stopped because she was having dinner with someone else. And I said, I'm sorry to bother you. Did you used to teach at Greens Farms Nursery School? And she said, yes. And I said, my daughter was in your pre-K 2s class. So I suck at names and remembering a lot of stuff. But boy, I remembered her face and I knew who she was. And I was so glad I stopped because I happened to have her pre-K student who is now 19 with me. And I said, I'm sure it's not every day you get to see someone 17 years later. Look, she's here. She's going to college. It was really cool. It was a really fun moment. So email yourself reminders. Maybe I should email myself right then the names of the 2 teachers. In fairness, I just have to say this, somewhere in my daughter's, I keep a box of all her old memorabilia. Somewhere in the memorabilia box is that information. So it's not super important that I remember it. I could have gone and looked it up. But I was working on a lot of other things this morning, and with ADHD, we can go right down the rabbit hole on stuff we shouldn't when we're supposed to be getting more important things done. And I am doing this time management workshop. Yes, time management workshop. Inbox management workshop. That was funny. On Wednesday, which is right around the corner. And this morning, my goal was to get the slide deck done. I didn't have any other task I needed to get done as much as that slide deck. I did. I got that slide deck done. Had a couple emails I had to send out that were mission critical. Fridays, I like to hit the ground running and be done, preferably by 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't even mind if it means I'm going to work a couple hours Saturday morning. I just love the idea that I'm done early on Friday. I don't know what that's about, but it's just one of my things. So I'm done early. Doing the ShiFtShow is the last thing I'm doing today. The slide deck is in great shape. It's ready for all the magic that CJ, my extraordinary business manager, will bring to it. She's great at marketing, so she is going to make it look amazing. I saw what she's doing for the workbook. It's unbelievable. So it's all my vision. And then what we've done is we've actually taken all the steps you need to do for each part of the process. So when you come to the workshop, I'm going to teach you how to declutter your inbox. Now, the first thing you're probably going to say is, wait, I have ADHD. Regular things people do don't work for me. These are the things I've done to declutter my inbox. I have ADHD. So they can work for you. Sometimes you need some accountability. Sometimes you need the pain to be enough. I don't know where that is for you. For me, when I got over about 20,000 emails in my inbox, my head was imploding. I have about 45,000 photos and my head isn't imploding yet. So I haven't reached the pain point yet on my photos. I really should have reached it by now, but I haven't. Really, I think I just don't want to deal with it. It's going to be such a huge project. I may have to farm that out to somebody or have a buddy help me. And I'm really a big fan of accountability buddies if that's something you need. So the really cool thing about this workshop is we're actually going to do the things. I can't guarantee you're going to get your whole inbox decluttered right there in the moment, but it's going to be an hour solid of content, literally learning. And when I say content, I hate that word. I shouldn't even use that word, because what happens is people say content and then they come on and they spew about themselves for 30 minutes, and then they teach you one concept and then they sell to you for the last 20 minutes. That is not what this is going to be. What this is going to be is literally, I'm going to show you the system I used to declutter my inbox. We'll talk about a couple of the apps you could use. Apps do cost extra money unless you get a free app. But the problem with getting a free app is then you are giving them your information and they're going to sell it, because one way or another, people are going to make money. They don't give anything away for free. So I'm going to talk about which apps are the ones that give your information away and you don't want to use them. And then we're going to literally go step by step through how to declutter and organize your inbox. And then after we declutter and organize your inbox, we're going to talk about how you can set it up for the future so that you can keep a system in place and not lose yourself in it and go crazy. Because the last thing I want anyone to do is to feel that they have to suddenly get to inbox zero. Okay, also inbox zero is a myth. Let me tell you something. If my inbox was zero when we started this, and it could have been, it probably was, it's not now, because I've already gotten 6 more emails or 20 more emails or 30 more emails since I started this friggin' Sorry, video, but it's true. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, oh my God, more emails, right? They inundate us. So it's not going to just be about let's declutter, let's get rid of stuff, let's archive, let's unsubscribe. It's going to be like, how do we set up systems in place so that email doesn't drive us crazy, right? You really need to be in this workshop because I'm telling you now, it's incredible. I really, really, really want people to walk away with actionable strategies. There will be a portion for a couple of minutes where I'm going to discuss an option after, where I will help sit with you one on one and hold your hand and get it done. You may choose to join me for that. You may not. And then we're going to have a very lively Q&A session because I'm already getting questions about how this is all going to go. I'm hoping I'm going to answer most of those questions. I've really been trying to get all the feedback from everybody who's given it to me and make sure that I answer those questions in the presentation. So I want you to presentation in the workshop. I hope you can be there. To join us, to register is bit.ly, bit.ly/inbox workshop. Inbox workshop is all one word. So bit.ly/inbox workshop. Come be a part of this. It's only $27, which is a bargain, as they say in Massachusetts. I used to be from Boston a long, long, long time ago. You want to be there. It's going to be incredible. I'm telling you, CJ has put together this workbook that takes you through step by step. I'll be there for questions and answers Wednesday, 19th of June. I apologize. It's on Juneteenth. By the time we realized we'd put it on Juneteenth, it was too late. I had put it everywhere. I apologize to anyone who might be upset that I did that. I think most people are going to be at work. So know that in the future, I will be more careful about not putting something on holiday. I wasn't being disrespectful, I promise. June 19th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Come be with us, hang out, learn how to manage your inbox, figure out some systems that you can put in place, because what you want to feel when you open your inbox is that sense of zen. That's where I was trying to go. Not that sense of, oh my God, it's chaos and clutter. And here's another email. And how am I going to manage this? And what's next? And why doesn't it ever stop? I might be teaching you some techniques too about how you don't have to check your email 27 times a day. Stay tuned. Inbox, bit.ly/inbox workshop. Love to see you there. This was the ShiFtShow. What are you going to shift today? You are going to shift thinking you're going to remember to write it down later, or thinking you're going to remember it later. Just immediately write it down. Put it in your phone. Send yourself an email. More email. See that twist there? But once we declutter your inbox, it's not going to matter so much if you send yourself an email, because you're going to get the email. You're going to do the thing, and then you're going to delete the email. Okay. More on that in the workshop. Come join us. Thanks. Have a great one, everybody, and have an amazing weekend.